Okay, so wonderful question. So the reason why Pamela Price is facing another recall attempt is basically the idea that she's too soft on crime. Her opponents,
Oh.
this is the second attempt, and in both cases, their main contention is that she's too soft on crime, but she ran on a platform of rehabilitation over incarceration, about increasing police accountability, etc., etc. There was a controversy where her office got sued by someone saying that he was fired due to anti-Asian discrimination. I don't
Hmm.
remember what the results of that were, but before she took office as DA, she specialized in uh, labor law, including discrimination and sexual assault cases. So generally, I think she's based.
Hmm.
Um, she's also the first black woman to be our DA.
Okay, so
Anyways, how's
um,
everyone else feeling?
Not great.
Yeah,
yeah.
Real bad.
let's. I have a couple things pulled up here. Now let's keep in mind, I think it's like 23% of the votes in total have been counted, so don't worry,
Mm.
guys. We have a long way to go. Right now, Trump is up a lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
he has
Resmirage.
he's projected to have 101 of the electoral votes, and Kamala only has 71. Just keep in mind, the votes haven't fully been counted yet. Let's stay away from the horse race vibes. It's the voting has a couple more hours to go in California. There are a lot of states that haven't finished voting yet. It's we're probably not gonna be completely finished until um, November. Um, what was it? 7th?
Just like last time.
Yeah. Um, so how's everyone feeling? Let's do an emotion check-in. What's the vibe? What's the haps? Oh, also Rain. Can you link the Google Doc of the notes that you
Oh,
took?
I sent it as a text file.
Uh, which
Um,
Sure.
which channel was that under?
You
it's
can
in a thread under the in stream announcements. I can ping you, or I can send it somewhere else.
Oh, I see. Okay. Neat.
I wonder where Sigmund
Mm-hmm.
is. He's probably in his
I've been
headquarters.
planting to avoid having emotions about the election
I see
Completely
his red.
understandable.
I see his red
because
Um,
I'm not gonna have any productive ones until it's all said and done.
it's gonna be a while. So let's talk about what the
Opening
next
scissors on the bed.
couple weeks are gonna look like. So I don't know if you guys were watching the Madison Square Garden thing, or I don't remember which rally it was exactly, but basically Trump turned to Speaker Mike Johnson and was like, "Hey, we got actually here. Let me just pull up the video." He was like, "Hey, hey, wink, nudge, nudge. We got a secret. We're not gonna tell you guys until after the election, but we have a plan."
Ew.
People think the plan is so basically we need a new Speaker of the House. That's if Republicans win the House, which if you look at the polling here, yeah, it's going 69 to Republicans, 38 to Democrats. This is why down ballot voting is so important outside of the general election because without Congress, everything else kind of grinds to a halt. Remember like the
Mm.
shutdowns that happened under Trump?
Yes.
Like this shit's important. It just went up to 70. Let's not look at the live poll. Basically, the plan is part of the election stealing plan on the Republican side is to utilize the. Okay, if you guys remember, last year, who was it? Right now it's Mike Johnson. Who was the last guy
Not sure.
before him? Yeah, before him it was McCarthy. Um, and it basically took like several days and like 15 ballots, like multiple days of voting in order for them to elect Mike Johnson. Now the problem is, um, that's supposed to happen, what day? Like 2 days before the votes are certified. And if Congress doesn't have a Speaker of the House, they can't really conduct the rest of the things that Congress is supposed to do. They have to like all come together with the new House and vote to ratify the rules of Congress before they can actually do anything. And then, yeah, there's a whole process, and basically, House Democrats are worried that Republicans, I think it's fairly confirmed at this point, are going to attempt to prolong that vote for as long as possible and stretch it beyond the date of certifying the election results. As to whether or not that's going to mean anything in the end, it would basically create a constitutional crisis, and then it would go up to the Supreme Court. I don't think it's as doomer as it could be, but just something to keep in mind. Selection, let's go here. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, well, right here, Newsweek put something out. Yeah, January 6th is when the votes are like, that's when the certification happens. Yeah, January 3rd. So, yeah, it took them 15 ballots and about 4 days to get to McCarthy, and then it went to Mike Johnson. Yeah. Yeah, not looking forward to all this. I'll pop this
Yeah.
this article into the Discord in case you guys want to read up on it. That's what we're looking forward to after this is said and done. It's ah ah. But here, let's. Okay, so yeah, this was the Madison Square Garden thing. So
Do you know the U.S. Solar Company's nasty little secret?
ads, cringe. And we can also check out like PBS NewsHour or something. Okay, so here we go.
And Speaker Mike Johnson is here, and he's doing a great job. It's not easy when you have a majority of 3, but he's done a great job, and he's going to continue to do a great job, and we like him. He's a terrific person. I watched him just totally decapitate a fake reporter on NBC, Meet the Fake Press. What he did to her was, I think that probably she'll never be the same. Nobody would know. Look at him, such a nice-looking guy, just that little beautiful face with the glasses. Got the little glasses. Everyone says, oh, he's so nice. He's such a nice person. He's not a nice person. He's not nice at all, right, Matt? But great job. We think he's great. And he's going to be around for a long time, I predict. We have a senator here who I love, Senator Tommy Tuberville. And he's from a great place, Alabama. I love Alabama. I'm up in Alabama by 49 points. 49 points. We're up by a lot in a lot of different places, but it's a great place, and thank you, Tommy. And all of our other great congressmen. We have so many, if I ever named them, we're going to be up here a long time. So they're going to be angry. They won't speak to me for probably a month or so, but it'll calm down after that. Right, Matt Gaetz? It'll calm down. It'll calm down. But we have great, great people, and they're really doing a job, and we're going to turn this country around. You know, with me, we got to get the congressmen elected, and we got to get the senators elected, because we can take the Senate pretty easily. And I think with our little secret, we're going to do really well with the House, right? Our little secret is having a big impact. He and I have a secret. We'll tell you what it is when the race is over.
You guys still there?
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
I can hear you right now.
Oh wait, I
couldn't
wasn't even
hear
sharing
you
my video.
earlier.
Did you guys hear any of that?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna watch again, but only the last part. Bug is sitting here with me, and I turned on the captions while my headphones were in so that he could see what was being said.
What was said made just as much sense as the captions, which was none at all.
Yeah, so as he said, like, when you just look at the captions, this shit makes no sense, which is true. When you actually look at the written transcripts of Trump's speeches, they are nonsensical. That's because he's really good with how he has a very distinctive vocal style that you learn about when you take like communication and debate courses. Is like the way that you talk, the cadence of your voice can completely carry an argument or carry a presentation, even if what you're saying is complete gibberish, which is kind of Trump. So anyways, can you guys
And,
hear
you know,
this?
with me, we got to get the Congress.
Did you hear that little bit of Trump?
No.
No.
Also, they're not playing through your headphones. I can very clearly hear them.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter. If you guys are interested, I will link this clip. Basically, I will just repeat verbatim the stuff that he says here. We gotta get the senators elected because we can take the Senate pretty easily, and I think with our little secret, we're gonna do really well with the House, right? Our little secret is having a big impact. He and I have a secret. Right there, he is referring to Speaker Mike Johnson, who he referenced earlier in this clip. He and I have a secret. We'll tell you what it is when the race is over. So, people have been speculating as to what that means since the Madison Square Garden. Yeah, I'm popping the full video. It happens at the very end, that statement. House Democrats are basically saying it's probably that they're going to delay the vote for the Speaker of the House. But yeah, so on my end of emotions, I'm just kind of numb, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not particularly excited, I'm not super hopeful, I'm just kind of here. I did have a faint glimmer of a little bit of hope, earlier this afternoon, and I'm trying to stay away from looking at the live polls too much because the votes have already been cast. The vast majority of votes have already been cast across America. Now we're just counting it. Obsessing over like inch by inch what happens as those votes are counted, I think you can if you want. I think it's just like anxiety fuel. You're not gonna...
Yeah.
What's done is done. There's no someone gets ahead or someone gets behind. We're just uncovering what the votes are. And the majority of them haven't fully been counted yet. It takes days to count this stuff. How do you guys feel? Do you guys want to, take a look at where the voting is right now, where the counting is right now, or do we want to focus on other stuff? I care more about the Senate and the House votes right now than I do about the general.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, welcome in.
Hi. So I still can't actually join right now, but I don't know. I can be there at 8 o'clock. I don't know. If the killer doesn't get me, I can be there at 8 o'clock, 8:30, whatever.
The killer?
I think his
Yeah,
first
the
name is
killer.
Jen.
Yeah. No
You
worries.
don't know the killer?
By that point,
No, I
I plan
don't.
to be high. Honestly, what I can do is I have to run back and take Lucy out for a little bit, and that can come back. So, um, we're.
There is a dog named Lucy, by the way.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot what your name was in Discord. I'm so sorry. My dog's name is Lucy.
I think we found out who the killer is.
I have
Oh.
no, guys. I promise. I have a German Shepherd. Her name is Lucy. Wait, I'll send a picture. I promise.
Stop lying. You
Please.
You have a dog.
We know you
Honor,
mean.
you named your dog after me. I'm
You
honored.
We have a
named
cat named
Cigarette,
Cigarette, but Ray does not have a dog. I think they're lying.
Oh my god.
Please don't blow my
God.
cover. Please.
I don't believe you.
It can't happen
Pixar
again.
didn't happen. Pixar, it's the killer.
Okay.
I also don't
What's
believe you
up?
have a cat named Cigarette. I need to see photos.
Oh,
we do
okay.
see pictures of our
I'm
cat
on call
Cigarette.
right now. What's going on?
I feel like in a perfect world, Cigarette is great, Cybertrucks are great. You should have named Cigarette Cybertruck.
Yeah. I mean, it's happening. We can't really do anything though.
Can have a mental breakdown.
I mean, yeah, you can do that.
Buggy.
I don't know. Dad might know.
Dad.
I don't.
I just did
I'm gonna be honest with you, your cat kind of looks like a
Oh.
registrar of voters.
I don't know.
He is.
Sig is actually anti-voting. He did not like us filling out our ballot.
He was pissed off at us.
Ohio.
He wanted attention.
And then Nico and Joshua.
Okay, so
That one
doing
too,
bad. I
too.
want to be inebriated.
we basically
I don't
just
want to be sober right now. I was laughing because earlier.
we were just talking. We did an emotions check-in, how everyone's feeling. Do you have any thoughts? Well, how are you doing?
Me?
Mhm.
Or
Unless you have to
okay,
run
yeah,
right
I'm
now.
doing good. Good thoughts? I don't know.
I'm gonna do my best to not look at the live polls too much
You say as you actively look at them.
Oh, yeah. it's
as I
stressing
look
me
at
out right
them.
now. I should stop looking at the probably.
Maybe I can as a treat, you know?
No, that's like the opposite of a treat.
Not a treat to torture yourself.
Should we give Sig a treat?
We can only do what we can do, and we've done all that we can do for this.
Oh god, oh no. A Pennsylvania judge just ruled that polls in Northampton County will not be kept open late, despite some voters waiting in line for hours on Tuesday. Lines took more than 5 hours at times? Okay. I want everyone to also be aware that, like, part of the issue with this election is that we have seen mass voter suppression this entire, like, 4 years and beyond in red states. Survey after survey and study after study shows that the more people turn out for elections, the higher the voter turnout is, the worse Republicans do. And that's just like, that's just it. The more democracy there is, the less the Republicans win. They kind of bank on gerrymandering and... is everyone here familiar with gerrymandering and redlining? Different things, but similar.
Yeah.
Alright. I don't want to assume too much. So yeah. Their entire electoral strategy, year after year after year, has been to gerrymander different counties to favor the Republicans and to do voter suppression. That's actually, you know what, instead of focusing on the polls right now, we can look into voter suppression efforts. And some of the things that are included in this is mass wiping of voter registration rolls, basically kicking people off voter what's it called? No.
Okay, I'm back.
Basically voiding voter registration in mass on the basis of like small technical discrepancies, or like a big push is to make it so that you have to have a driver's license or a state ID in order to vote, which disproportionately people of color and low-income residents and immigrants do not have. So, you know, there's a lot of... Oh yeah, no worries if you have to head out. We can save the bulk of this for later. How does everyone feel? Do we want to save this for later?
Save what for later? Sorry, I missed a bit because I was comforting the sibling unit.
No worries. Do we want to save the bulk of this conversation until Lucy is able to join?
I think that's up to Lucy.
Well,
I don't mind.
I think
but,
they've already
we
popped
can do
off,
that.
but also
Oh wait,
in that
really?
case we could
Wait,
we could
but she's
wait.
still here.
We could also wait for Faye to join.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think Faye should be allowed because she thinks our cat is stinky. Faye's not allowed to vote anymore.
Wow, election fraud.
True. I know where Faye lives, so worst case scenario, I can wake Faye up.
True. Climbing through her window.
True.
The killer?
Okay, let's not go that far.
I mean, you already threatened Lucy, and now this?
Okay, don't worry
I know
about
where
it.
I live.
Oh, hello, Faye. We were just talking about you. Literally.
Definitely wasn't planning on breaking into your home.
I don't know who
The
said that.
killer.
That wasn't me. So, we are doing an emotions check-in, and then we're thinking of postponing the meat of this conversation for a little bit later when our buddy Lucy is able to join in more. How do you feel, Faye? How are your emotions today?
Just woke. But I don't. As I was sleeping.
Based.
Yep.
So I have emotions, I have thoughts, I'm tired, I am hoping to God we get the house. I have some things to discuss. I have thoughts about polling to talk about. I have thoughts about voter suppression efforts that have been happening. And then I have thoughts about the horse race approach to electoral politics and like the necessity or lack thereof around fixating on judging who's winning the race as the votes are being counted, because it's going to be a couple days before everything is fully counted and double checked. A lot of counties have ramped up their election personnel, etc., in hopes of streamlining it in response to 2020. And across the board, a lot of counties and states have increased their security and kind of prepared for the worst to happen again. The Republicans have signaled that that's their plan throughout his campaign, Trump and others have referenced that there would be a bloodbath, civil war, etc., so, we have that to look forward to at least. Yippee. But we were gonna maybe hold off on discussing the meat of that until a little bit later. In the meantime, John, are you still working on homework, or have you started your ballot?
I just finished my homework, but I just need one more thing left. It's for the City Council District 4.
District
Thingy.
4? Who's on there?
Vivek Mohan and Matthew B. Gatos.
I haven't looked into either of those. Would you like me to look into them right now for you?
That would be nice.
Okay, so what was the first name again?
Vivek Mohan. Vivek Mohan.
I've seen his signs, and I also talked to him one-on-one. The vibes when I interviewed him, he's giving very tech bro. He seems like a nice guy. I like him interpersonally. He seems more genuine than the other politicians who I talked to that day. He seemed a lot more down to earth, but he's very much a tech business type of guy. He kept talking about like how he would bring in his business experience to addressing the budget. And I don't know, I just, as a general rule, I'm not a big fan of people who approach government politics from a business perspective, because
I just don't trust tech.
Yeah, that too, that as well. I also don't trust tech guys. But like the core thing is, I just don't think you should approach government as if it is a business, because it's not, and that means that you are going to prioritize investment and capital interest above the well-being of your population. But also it's Pleasanton, so that's true of whoever you're gonna vote for. But who was the other candidate?
Matthew B. Gatos.
Gaidos. I saw that guy. Oh, he looks like a fruity ass lesbian. Do you see that bug?
Oh yeah.
That's a butch lesbian.
Well, now I need to see him.
It's on my
Yeah, that's
screen. I'm sharing my screen.
Awesome. Yeah, straight up.
Okay,
Allison Bechdel drew that guy.
we are all in agreement.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll read off some stuff. Lifelong Pleasanton native residents and career public servant. Watch the city grow and change, blah blah. Professionally serving in Alameda County. Oh my god, professionally serving? Go off queen. Sorry. We need practical solutions that will meet
Sorry, that was awful.
that will meet our community's ever-changing needs while preserving its character. Everyone running for office in Pleasanton uses this phrase, let's preserve the character of Pleasanton.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
I think we all know what they mean by that.
Yeah. 16 years prosecuting and trying to stop serious and violent cases. Current chairperson for the Planning Commission for the City of Pleasanton. What we do for our community. All of them talk about ensuring public safety, whatever. Measured development and retention of open hillside space. Interesting. With the pressure from the state government to create thousands of units of housing and thousands more in the next decade, it is imperative that the community's voice and collective wants be heard and executed. So the way this is framed seems that he is not in favor of increasing housing in Pleasanton, which I'm not entirely opposed to, because I do think preserving our environment is important. However, I don't think this is an environmental first approach. I think this is a I don't want low-income housing first approach.
Yeah.
So, water budget in the future. So these three things have been key in the Pleasanton race across the board for every single position, with the mayoral candidates and with the city council member candidacies. Everyone's worried about the water systems. Everyone's worried about the budget. Everyone's worried about the future. So let's see what he has to say about that. The current council and local water board has done a commendable job dealing with and planning the future of Pleasanton's water supply and mitigating against PFAS, which are the forever chemicals.
PFAs, yeah.
Yeah, PFAs. However, this is an issue that may rear its head in the future as 2 new wells are planned. This work will be paramount in the coming years and will be a priority for Gaidos and the rest of the council. Another moving target is the city budget. While there are economical factors largely outside the city's control, it is important to protect the financial infrastructure of the city by taking a hard look at expenditures and programs. With 16 plus years as a professional government role, has seen firsthand what the prioritizing or lack thereof has resulted in. Alright, taking a fiscally conservative approach, whatever. The future growth, inflation, and being the subject of the one-size-fits-all cities approach from the state. Not a fan of that phrasing. It's certainly a challenge. New laws passed by the state and their philosophical and empirical assumptions need to be scrutinized and, if necessary, challenged. Gaidos has experienced seeing how these recent changes have impacted the criminal justice system and other important issues that Pleasanton residents are caring about, putting those who have an intimate understanding, blah, blah, blah. So the vibe I'm getting here is that, specifically with the have impacted the criminal justice system, I'm gonna read between the lines and say that this guy is like mad about Pamela Price DA, although she's not passing laws or anything, but has been a little bit. She is our Alameda County DA. Philosophical empirical assumptions. I don't know. Possibly also mad about Prop 47 that passed a couple years back. This plus the fiscally conservative. I think he's also socially conservative. Housing. Pleasanton has primarily seen development of houses, which no one but the most wealthy earners in the Bay Area economy can afford. You did not capitalize by Bay Area. Fucked up. While it is beneficial to the city and its residents to attract those with more means, we have at the same time missed many opportunities to create housing that our local teachers, city and county workers, and other middle income folks can afford. I love that this says middle income and not low income. Crazy. Our city needs to prioritize housing for Pleasanton residents and their families who are being priced out. Guidos will prioritize housing for both senior and family for those who have contributed and given back to our community. Now, what does that mean? I don't think housing should be on the basis of contributing to our community in Pleasanton. Whatever. Okay, so he seems like he's in favor of middle income housing, but not low income housing.
Awesome. So it's either that or the tech bro.
This is Pleasanton. You do not have good choices. You do not get good choices. Let's look into this a little bit more. Ensure public safety and continuity of interagency communication. Current career, Alameda County prosecutor, cringe. Law enforcement should be both transparent and supported by the community. Committed to ensuring that our law enforcement is both effective and accountable. Whatever. Those who victimize the civilians in our community should be held accountable. For a second, I thought this meant, like, cops who victimize the civilians. But then I read the next sentence, and no, I think he just means... That's a really weird way to phrase people who commit crimes, because it kind of implies that they are not civilians within our community, that they are, like, illegals or outside of our community. Because otherwise that would just be those who victimize others in the community or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see who he's endorsed by real quick, and then we can look at Vivek. Okay, the current Dublin mayor, Alameda County supervisor, board of director, people, assembly member. Okay, Rebecca Bauer-Kahan is someone who I endorsed because she's better than the alternative, but I'm not a crazy big fan of her, but he has her endorsement. Pleasanton Chamber of Commerce, independent newspaper, former district attorney. Well, that makes sense because he's the current one. Several city council members. Inspector General of San Francisco. Okay, weird, but whatever. Deputy Sheriff's Association of Alameda County. Alright. So, Vivek Mohan, let's read his page. What? Hello?
Hello?
I'm getting buzzing noises from somewhere. Oh, yeah, that was you.
That's me. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So I'm gonna read off Vivek Mohan's statements. So, why is the 32nd richest city in the country suddenly running out of money? Why is a family-friendly city projecting a decline in school enrollment? Why is there no final solution for our PFA contaminated water supply source? Yeah, we'll get there. Every election year, our local politicians campaign on the same issues: overcrowding, traffic, water, housing. Yet nothing seems to be done. In fact, we've added another problem this year: a significant budget shortfall. What's going on? These issues are not being resolved because most of our current leadership does not have the skills to manage our city's challenges and opportunities. Our city has outgrown its leadership. Pleasanton needs a new face on the city council. Someone who has spent a career building and running large organizations, fixing troubled businesses, cutting fat, instead of an insider, a get-along favorite of the politicians, riding the coattails of the current council. So he's a lot like Jack Balk in the sense that he's meant to be like the dark horse candidate, except Jack Balk is a current city council member and is also on like a gazillion different boards and committees in Pleasanton, so whatever. This guy's more of an outsider from the tech and the industry perspective, so he's like a business guy. A Fortune 500 executive who understands budgets, planning, and how to fix troubled companies. Someone who knows how to save money, cut costs, and use innovative technology to do more with less. Not a fan of that phrasing.
Yeah, I'm like, now I'm thinking, do I just do a write-in, or do I try and think, who do I really not want the most?
Honestly, you're also allowed to just not fill in a bubble. You don't have to fill in everything on your ballot. Your vote will still be counted.
If there's a write-in, I'm gonna write Sonic. Come on.
Oh, I wrote Free Palestine. But okay.
I could do that too.
Do Free Palestine dash Sonic.
True. Sonic would canonically say that.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, guys, let me read this one out. In this race for City Council District 4, you have a choice between someone who has spent a lifetime as an entrepreneur, building companies and working as a senior leader in a global Fortune 500 company, or a favorite of the tax and spend political establishment slash insiders. You can choose a get-it-done leader who has turned around underperforming organizations, or a part of the status quo group. He just said the same thing twice. An executive who believes we must first cut the fat and run an efficient, effective city government, or a tax raiser. Okay. Okay, man.
I think I could kill him without any remorse.
Like, a tax raiser is like the bad guy phrase here. Oh, you're a conservative. God damn. Who could guess that, like...
Writer in time, here we go!
Like, taxes are actually kind of necessary to support...
See, the only problem is,
A
it's just like,
state.
I really don't want Mohan enough, I might vote Gatos. Just to make sure.
Okay, well, let's see who supports him. A congressman, an Alameda County supervisor, community college board trustee. He has less high-profile endorsements than the other guy.
Yeah.
So he is an outsider. He is gonna shake things up.
Okay, not for the best.
Oh my god. Okay, funding for campaign. I have contributed my own funds to this campaign. In addition, a few friends who are concerned about our city's direction have also pitched in generously. I know these folks for decades. Most of them have no significant business interest in Pleasanton. They contributed because they believe in my passion and commitment to serve, and in my experiences and skills to make the needed changes. I did not go out to solicit funds. I did not do multiple fundraisers. Similar to my approach for endorsements, I stayed away from campaign money where there were any expectations of favors in return. I will work for our community and future generations, not the political machine. All of us, including me, have been beneficiaries of the hard work done by generations before us. Public service is my small attempt to pay it forward. Crazy shit. So basically, he funded his entire campaign with out of pocket from him and a couple buddies of him who had a lot of money. I haven't talked to the other guy personally. Vivek Mohan, he was the most personable of everyone I interviewed that day. He seemed the most down to earth, the most like... He was, of the people who I talked to, he is the one who was the least about to call me a slur on the scale. He wasn't on zero. It wasn't zero.
Of course.
But he was the most chill out of everyone. However, neither choice is good. Both of them aren't going to do anything that I would want to happen in Pleasanton.
True.
Both of them are conservative. Both of them are fiscally conservative. Okay,
Free Palestine!
The only difference is that I don't see him talking about pro-cop shit on his page. He's the only one running in Pleasanton who isn't like, cops, yeah, but I'm sure he supports cops. It's not like he's an anti-cop politician. Yep, he's literally saying right here, hire more police officers and pay competitive salaries. Every single person running here is pro-cop. Every single one of them is preserving neighborhood character. All of them are in favor of more housing for young families. All of them are in favor of preserving the historic downtown. The only difference is that Vivek is a little bit more on the tech bro side and a little bit more on the let's innovate, let's try some new stuff. Whereas the other guy's just like, let's just keep doing good, guys. So that's where we're at. Not a fan of either. I would probably do a write-in myself.
Did you and Bug already drop off your ballots?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna go drop off mine then.
Okay. Would you mind dropping off some eddies by any chance?
I'll do that after I finish dropping off my ballot because I'm driving to. I'm not doing a drive for a 5-minute walk, dude.
Okay. I figured that if you go to the one on Black Avenue, that's kind of close to Bug's house.
Or I could just walk.
Yeah, I don't know. Up to you. I don't care. However, do go online and double check real quick to make sure that's still open. I think the places here close at 8, but just make sure you're going to a ballot drop-off box.
I mean, it's the one I went to last year
Oh,
that I
okay.
dropped off at 7:30.
Then you're chilling.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, bye. Love
Alright.
you.
Love you.
I have a terrible white person thing to say.
I'm homophobic now.
Say it.
The only
What is
person
it?
who would have understood it. The only person who would have understood it just left, but
Oh
Um,
shit! It was a Sonic thing.
yeah.
Say it when she gets back. So, how's everyone doing? How are we feeling?
I need to pee.
Pisser.
I'm creating art right now.
I'm gonna
out of
do
which
that.
You cannot see
That,
what it's
and
doing.
then I'll answer your question.
Want a meal.
Oh my goodness.
So at
How
some
are
point.
things
Oh,
going
anyways,
right
go on,
now?
Faye.
Like, oh, sorry, my brain. Anyway, how are things progressing as of like right now?
You can check.
The voting and stuff. So I haven't checked any of that yet.
Last time I
Except
checked,
I've heard my mom being upset that it hasn't been.
it's not looking great, but also
The-
the majority of votes have not been counted yet. We are not going to know where things are at
Yeah.
until a couple days from now. Unfortunately, the Republicans
guys,
are.
really quick.
Yeah?
Do I need my ID?
No. If it's a drop off, if you're just putting in a box, you do not need an ID.
Yippee. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, they have
Um,
someone box.
Anyways, so if you see my screen that I'm sharing right now, this is where we're at according to the Washington Post polling. Keep in mind that the majority of votes in America have not been counted yet for the presidential election.
Yeah.
This is referring to the Electoral College and what the likely votes are for that. Trump is leading by about 79 votes. He needs like 90 more roughly in order to pass the threshold to be elected president. Harris needs
Yeah.
about 130 or something.
Yeah.
I have returned.
What's like
Yeah, 171. So Harris needs 171 more electoral college votes, and Harris and Trump needs about
what about
100.
the general vote?
The general vote doesn't matter, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see, though. I mean, we're also not gonna. So this is House elections. Trump is leading by about 3 million votes. That's it, right? 1,000 to million, yeah.
This might okay. Popular vote, I see. Oh, okay. Yeah. So there's only a handful I'm seeing that are
But keep in mind,
complete, or are they
this is the only places that have been voted yet. Like all of these other places, a lot of these, we have other swing states around here that haven't like been voted at all. California hasn't even started counting. So keep in mind that we are only seeing as of these states right now, which is red country over here. Florida is going firmly red. Texas is pretty close.
Oh, that's pretty close. Yeah, damn. Julian, right.
Yeah, no, I
If we
agree.
could
I
turn
firmly
Texas blue, that
believe
would be
that
funny
Texas
as
can be
fuck.
turned purple in the next 10 years.
Hmm.
The reason
It's gonna be
why,
faster than because Elon fucked up.
yeah, the reason why is because there's been a lot of people moving to Texas who are young and in the tech industry and are more educated, and those tend to be demographics that are like as areas like Dallas and Austin grow bigger and expand into other rural areas, their voting is going to be influenced by that. The main reason why I think Texas is still red is because of the gerrymandering, which we're going to talk about later tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to pop that down in the suggestion box just so we hold on to it. And we can actually look at Texas in particular. Gerrymandering in Texas. Because yeah. So let's look at.
Has anyone ever tried to pull back on gerrymandering and make it more even, or is it just like something no one has ever tried to
Yes,
fix?
many groups and many people are fighting to kind of combat gerrymandering. The problem is that's actually, you know, something that I was going to cover later as well. So we can pop that in the suggestion box as well. Um, so we can learn about that a little bit more later. But yes, attempts have been made to challenge it both legally and then on a civic level by increasing voter turnout across the board. Okay, another thing is I don't trust polling right now for a lot of reasons. So, if you guys remember at all, for the House, Democrats massively outperformed this last election cycle than was expected for the projections that were set forward by polling groups across America. We did way better than people expected. I think there are a couple of reasons for that. Also, I'm not sure if I completely buy into the idea or the polling saying that we are still neck and neck at this point in the race, mainly because in the last two elections since 2016 onwards, the state of polling has kind of been all over the place. Traditional ways of getting in contact with people have kind of begun to shift, as well as the models that are used to interpret the data, because the way that polling works is that you gather data from a group of people. Maybe you do an exit polling after someone votes in person. Maybe you do through email or through phone, you call people and you ask them over the phone their opinions. Or maybe you do it via email, etc., etc. But then in order to generalize that data and say this is what it represents, you have to put it through a model, which entails you have to make predictions or assumptions about certain demographics and how they're going to vote, etc., etc. And okay, this is my pet thing. I have no way of confirming this for sure. I think a lot of those projections have been warped due to COVID in ways that have not been properly accounted for
Yes.
moving forward.
Hello.
Dinner's ready. Ready, you can take
Hello.
dinner.
Oh, thank you so much. Good to know.
Oh, John's calling. She might be outside.
Okay. So guys, we have to dip real quick. Is everyone okay to take a quick break, and then we can get
Yeah.
back at maybe 8?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm chill.
Okay. So everyone take a mental health break. Go frolic outside. Go take a nap. Go pet your respective friends and cats. I will be back.
And your friends.
As if you're not friends with your cats? Huh?
Go
True.
Pet all your friends by Cape Town.
Jax asks me to scratch his head.
Okay. So I'm gonna say take a short break.
Just my brother, for those who don't know. Anyway.
Actually, question: Are we okay to meet up at around 9 p.m. instead, or like 8:30? Because this will give me time to run home and take Lucy out for a walk, and then I can come
Okay.
back and we can have a proper debrief.
Yeah, that'll give me time to
I
order
don't
an
have
emergency
anything in the
burger.
morning tomorrow.
Emergency burger.
Sick. So if you guys
I'm in a
want,
burger.
distress. I need an emergency burger.
It takes you an hour and a half to order.
What kind of
an
burger?
emergency burger?
if you guys want, you guys can also look into some of the information out there. You can maybe look at the NBC live coverage, CNN live coverage, etc., etc. If you want, and then you can share what you find when we all get back together, or you can look into some of the polling. If you want, feel free to do that too.
Okay.
Or
Bye-bye.
just take care of
Love you.
yourself. We
Yeah.
don't even have to talk about the election tonight. We'll decide later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.